Hi everyone, welcome to our On Demand. Our introduction question, what instrument is the predecessor of the guitar? I hope you remember this because there's a picture of it. It's the lute. And hopefully you remember that. Objectives, the learner will identify the medieval era of music, recognize the history of music notation, identify the role of music in society, including sacred and secular music, recognize the history of the flute, the lute, the guitar, and the ukulele. The history of ancient instruments, the development of the guitar, and there's a picture of the lute right there. Music genres, going back in history, we have prehistoric and ancient music into medieval, to Renaissance, to Baroque, classical, romantic, and into the 20th, 21st century. We now have rock, pop, jazz, blues, folk, soul, funk, dance, hip-hop, ska, reggae, Motown, rap, R&B, swing, rock and roll, metal, punk, acoustic, country, and dubstep. Prehistoric music. Music is a universal language. It has been around as long as mankind. The Neanderthal bone flute. This cave bear femur was found in Slovenia in 1995 and is approximately 43,100 years old. As you can see, it shows the characteristics of a flute or a recorder. At the end of this lesson, I will upload a couple different pieces for you to hear. I've been going back and forth trying to do this on demand, and every time I click onto one of the sites, the recording stops and I have to start from the beginning again. So I've decided I'm just going to separate it into different segments. So at the end I'll play a little bit of the bone flute, and then I'll play a little bit of Egyptian music, a little bit of whatever else we have here, and you'll have that little little recording of that as well. And it's pretty cool to hear some of these older instruments. The bone flute is the oldest known musical instrument from China, and it dates back to 6000 BC. These are made from the wings of a red-croned crane. So the wings of birds, I don't know if you know that, but they're hollow. And so these are already hollowed out, so they could easily make a flute out of those, or a recorder. Ancient music, before 500 AD, we have Egyptian harp, the sistrum, the Egyptian trumpet, the lute, the lyre. Some of these we've studied in some of my classes. And the medieval music era was from 500 to 1400. During that time, they played a lot of sacred music. Music in the Middle Ages was a very important part of life. It provided entertainment and enjoyment as well as enhancing rituals and worship. All music at that time was performed live, often created by the musicians themselves. Most music which has survived from this period is sacred music, used as part of religious services. This music is known as Gregorian chant or plain song. And the neumes were the first type of printed musical notation. And if you notice, the music kind of goes down and up. And I have a recording of that as well. Secular music is non-religious music, and it was called secular music and was often created by poet-musicians called troubadours. Troubadours often employed minstrels, who were professional musicians of the medieval times, to play accompaniment to their songs on their instruments. Minstrels would sing and play music for dancing, as well as perform many other forms of entertainment, such as storytelling and juggling. Some even trained animals, such as dogs or even bears, to add excitement to their performance. Here are some medieval instruments: the viol, the recorder, the pipe, and tabor, both played at the same time. Remember, the tabor is the drum that they would hit, and the pipe they play with their other hand, so they played the pipe and tabor together. The lute and the dulcimer. The medieval music has the drone sound to it based on the Dorian scale. This one I think I can play. I want you to hear this part, so let me hopefully get this without losing my recording. here's the Dorian scale. It starts on D. It goes D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. So instead of our major scale in D major having an F sharp and a C sharp, it doesn't have the F sharp and the C sharp. So you go from E to F without the sharp, so it kind of goes down. It doesn't go up a whole step. That's why it doesn't sound what we normally hear. The guitar is a popular musical instrument classified as a string instrument with anywhere from 4 to 18 strings, usually having 6. The sound is projected either acoustically or through electrical amplification for an acoustic guitar or an electric guitar respectively. It is typically played by strumming or plucking the strings with the right hand while fretting or pressing against the frets, the strings and the fingers of the left hand. The guitar is a type of chordophone, and we studied that in fine arts, traditionally constructed from wood and string with either gut, nylon, or steel strings. It's distinguished from other chordophones by its construction and tuning. There are 3 main types of modern acoustical guitar: the classical guitar, nylon string, the steel string acoustic guitar, and the arch-top guitar. The tone of an acoustic guitar is produced by the string's vibration, amplified by the body of the guitar, which acts as a resonating chamber. The classical guitar is often played as a solo instrument using a comprehensive finger-picking technique. The term finger-picking can also be referred to a specific tradition of folk, blues, bluegrass, and country guitar playing in the United States. Electric guitars, introduced in the 1930s, use an amplifier that can electronically manipulate and shape the tone. Early amplified guitars employed a hollow body, but a solid body was eventually found more suitable, as it was less prone to feedback. Electric guitars have a continuing profound influence on popular culture. The guitar is used in a wide variety of musical genres worldwide. It is recognized as a primary instrument in genres such as blues, bluegrass, country, flamenco, folk, jazz, mariachi, metal, punk, reggae, rock, soul, and many forms of pop. Guitars are different from other stringed instruments because they are strummed. The ukulele, the banjo, and the guitar are all members of the strummed family as well as the stringed family. In ancient times, the lute was played all over the world. Flamenco music comes from the south of Spain. The frets on the guitar help the player know where to put their fingers. Our exit ticket: name 3 instruments that are strummed. How about the ukulele, the banjo, and the guitar? Even the lute could be strummed. Your independent practice is to watch the movie clip titled Meet the Music Maker's Gus Guitar. I'm going to stop this here, and then I'm going to go ahead and upload the listening part of this because I don't want to lose this recording and have to start from the beginning again. Okay, so that if you watch this part, then make sure you watch the music part to go with it. I'll just call it the music part or something. You'll hear the instrumental part. No, I don't want to do that. I'll call it the music part. Bye, everybody. Thank you.